I am joined now by one of their left-handers in that dominant starting rotation, Alex Wood. And I know I'm not going to get into the numbers with you, Woody. I know you guys don't like that, but I can tell you that you're having one heck of a start. What do you attribute your success to so far this year?
Yeah, it was nice to get a full healthy offseason. I ended up signing with the Giants. I have strong ties to Farhan from my days in LA. He's been great, and I really started to understand, my plyo program and how I want to move mechanically, and I just kind of built off that. I feel like I had a strong last offseason going into 2020 and was really good coming into spring, and then had some shoulder stuff, act up in that second spring training and the start of that year. And then, I felt like my stuff was good. Even out of the pen last year, didn't have the numbers that I quite wanted. But I never really considered myself a reliever. I'm a starter. And so I just carried that from the postseason into the offseason and tried to kind of build on how I felt like I found my throw, and had a really great offseason and just kind of taking it from there. It's been a really good competitive spring training we had in Arizona this year. It's just an unbelievable coaching staff. Our pitching staff is one of the best I've been around. And just being able to bounce ideas off them, figure out how you want to shape your movement profiles of some of your pitches and what's going to allow you to have the most success. And, just executing. I feel like I've really executed well so far and commanding all three of my pitches, and hopefully I'll keep it up.
Yeah, you mentioned all three of your pitches, Alex, and it seems like you've been using that slider a lot more this year, at least having a lot more effectiveness with that slider. What is it about that pitch in particular that you have found so much success with?
Yeah, so it's pretty similar to how my slider was last year, except for I've knocked a little bit of vertical movement off of my slider. So last year I probably averaged like 1 to 2 vert on my slider. Now I'm like -2, which kind of turns it into a mini curveball, so to speak. So it's really paired well with my fastball. I've thrown my fastball, a lot, and I've been going into guys a good bit. And they pair really well off of each other, and so. Anytime I'm getting a ton of ground balls, it's not even really the swing and miss for me. Anytime I'm getting a ton of ground balls on my slider, I know it's in a good place, and that's kind of been the story so far. As I've had a heavy ground ball usage with that pitch and heavy swing and miss, and so it's been really good. Hopefully, it'll continue to stay that way.
In 2017, I had the privilege of covering your all-star season with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you had just mentioned a couple of questions ago how you know that you are a starter. You're not a reliever. You don't want to be a reliever. How much has the ability to know when you're getting the ball, pitching every fifth day as a starter, helped you have that success you're having this year?
Yeah, no, it's nice to not have to worry about that stuff. At the same time, there's positives and negatives to both sides of that equation. Being in LA for so long, and even when I was in Atlanta, being around so many certified quality starters that have been around doing it for a long time, that have the talent, that have the stuff. It pushes you, it drives you to continue working to try and constantly be better than you were before, and keep pushing forward. And so that competition factor is really, really big. But, I feel like I've been at the point for a while, in my career that, I shouldn't have to worry about that too much. So it's been nice to come in and know my role from the get-go, to be leaned on and looked at as a veteran player and try to help some of these young guys. And we've kind of developed our own competition in between all of us. It just seems like everybody wants to one up each other. As soon as like Tony Desclafani threw good last night, now Alex Wood wants to throw good tonight, or Kevin Gausman wants to throw even better the next night, or whatever it may be. And so it's been a lot of fun, and we've played really good ball so far. It's been great. We've pitched really well. It's like, the things they talk about, getting big hits, playing good defense, and pitching really well wins you ball games. And so, it's funny because that's literally exactly what we've done is we've pitched, had some dominant pitching. We've played really good defense. I think we've made like the third least amount of errors in all of baseball. And then we've had a lot of big hits, a lot of clutch hitting, and it's really propelled us to where we're at right now.
Yeah, our researcher Mark Adelberg will find out exactly where you guys are in terms of that now that he heard you say that. And you guys are having such a fun time, as you mentioned, Alex, in terms of the starting rotation competition. And you have the best ERA as a collective in the majors right now. You mentioned Desclafani last night, Kevin Gossman, yourself, of course. And then you have Aaron Sanchez, who's on the IL. But by the way, you also have Johnny Cueto, who has 100,000 different deliveries, but is still pitching so effectively. How much fun are you guys having together? Not only winning, but just kind of having that competition amongst one another.
Yeah, just having everybody kind of come into their own at the same time, and to be throwing really well at the same time has been a blast. Getting to bounce ideas, talk about pitching, talk about what guys are sequencing to different hitters, when they're using what pitches, what they want those pitches to look like when we're in our bullpens, and how we're preparing, everybody watching each other's bullpens in between starts. It's been a blast. It's just a really great group of guys in the rotation, a really great clubhouse overall. It's just a bunch of ball players that, just come every day, work really hard, have fun doing it. And it's been a blast. It really has. I've had so much fun with these guys, and hopefully we'll continue to play the way we have.
Yeah, and continue to have that great defense behind you, because as you mentioned, you guys have the fewest errors in all of Major League Baseball with 11. You're doing it with the arms, but I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the elder statesman of the group in terms of your position player. Buster Posey, of course, Brandon, both of the Brandons, Belt and Crawford playing well, Evan Longoria. What have you seen from those veteran position players that they continue to get the job done at the plate?
It just starts with, just those guys, they know how to win. At the end of the day, they've won a lot in their careers. They know what a winning clubhouse, a winning team, a winning player looks like. And, they come every day. Like, we keep it loose, have a good time. But those guys know what they need to do. Everybody's healthy, swinging the bat well. I really believe so. I knew Donnie Ecker, one of our hitting coaches, I knew from my time in Cincinnati, and love him and love our staff. And it feels like a lot of the hitters and a lot of these guys you just mentioned have really connected with our hitting coaches and how they prepare and the adjustments they're making game to game. It's been a lot of fun to watch. And so I hope we stay healthy and continue to swing in the bats and, throw in the way we have. But it's been a blast being around those guys, man. It really has.
What's it been like, Alex, to throw to Buster Posey, a guy I know that you've known for a very long time, as well as Curt Casali, who's been a really nice compliment behind the plate if Buster's off or at first base?
Yeah, it's nice not to have to face Buster anymore. That's for sure. I've faced him enough for one lifetime. But no, it's been great. Buster has some of the best feel for the game as anybody I've ever been around. With all the analytics, all the preparation, we're able to make, and then pairing that with his genuine feel for the game and at bat to at bat, depending on who's in the box, my trust in him is a lot. And so it's been a blast working with him, learning each other, and we've thrown really well together so far. And so hopefully we keep it up. And obviously, he's got good rapport with all the umpires. Everybody loves Buster, so that also helps too behind the dish.
And I can't let you go, Woody, without talking about Tyler Rogers. This is a guy that's been tremendous as the closer, really, really good for you guys in the back of that bullpen. What have you seen from him? He's
nasty. It's just crazy. It's crazy what he's doing. He threw a ball. I think he threw last night. He threw like the first pitch fastball down away 84. It literally looks like he's just skipping a rock and it's bouncing across the water to the bottom of the strike zone. And then he's throwing this elevated slider with 2 strikes to guys. It just looks like a wiffle ball that he's throwing up there. It's been a blast to watch. He's just such an efficient worker, pumps the zone from all the way down there, and guys just have a lot of trouble with him. So it's been a blast to watch, and it's no fluke, man. He's made. He's probably got 20 innings at least already. We've been riding him pretty hard. So, but as efficient as he's been, as good as he's been, it's been a blast, and I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, you guys have been riding him pretty hard. He's had 21 appearances, which I believe is the most in all of baseball. A .83 earned run average, 3 saves in those 21 games. But it's been really fun to watch you guys perform as well. Probably exceed everybody's expectations but your own. And Woody, I can't say how much I'm glad that you're having a great year. Thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Alana. It's good to see you.